Mabansa Congo vestige of the capital of the former Kingdom of Congo, Angola. The town of Mabansa, Congo, located on a plateau at an altitude of 570 meters, was the political and spiritual capital of the Kingdom of Congo, one of the largest constituted states in southern Africa. From the 14th to 19th centuries, the historical area grew around the royal residence, the customary court, and the Holy Tree, as well as the royal funeral places. When the Portuguese arrived in the 15th century, they added stone building constructed in accordance with Europeans' method to the existing urban conurbation built in local materials, and Mabansa, Congo illustrate more than anywhere in sub-Saharan Africa the profound changes caused by the introduction of Christianity and the arrival of the Portuguese into Central Africa. Todolo, Botswana, with one of the highest concentration of rock art in the world. Todolo has been called the Louvre of the desert. Over 4,500 paintings are preserved in an area of only 10 kilometers of the Kalahari Desert. The archaeological records of the area gives a chronological account of human activities and environmental changes over at least 100,000 years. Local communities in this hostile environment respect Todolo as a place of worship, frequented by ancestral spirit. Cidade Velha, historic center of Ribeira Grande, Cabo Verde. The town of Ribeira Grande, renamed Cidade Velha in the late 18th century, was the first European colonial outpost in the tropics. Located in the south of the island of Santiago, the town features some of the original street layout. Impressive remains including two churches, a royal fortress, and Paulary Square, with its ornate 16th century marble pillar. Manovogunda St. Flores National Park, Central African Republic. The importance of this park derives from its wealth of flora and fauna. Its vast savannas are home to a wide variety of species: black rhinoceros, elephants, cheetah, leopards, wild dogs, red-fronted gazelles, and buffalo, while various types of waterfowl are found in the northern floodplains. Sangha Trinational Congo. Situated in the northwestern Congo Basin, where Cameroon, Central African Republic, and Congo meet. The site encompasses three contiguous national parks, totaling around 750,000 ha. Much of the site is unaffected by human activity and features a wide range of humid tropical forest ecosystem with rich flora and fauna, including Nile crocodile and gullet tigerfish, a large predator, forest clearing support herbaceous species, and Sangha is home to considerable population of forest elephants, critically endangered western lowland gorilla, and endangered chimpanzee. The site environment has preserved the continuation of ecological and evolutionary process on a huge scale, and great biodiversity including many endangered animal species.
Aksum, Ethiopia. The ruins of the ancient city of Aksum are found close to Ethiopia's northern border. They mark the location of the heart of the ancient Ethiopia when the kingdom of Aksum was the most powerful state between the Eastern Roman Empire and Persia. The massive ruins dating from between the 1st and 13th century AD include monolithic obelisk, giant stelae, royal tombs, and the ruins of ancient castles. Long after its political decline in the 10th century, Ethiopian emperors continued to be crowned in Aksum. Simien National Park, Ethiopia. Massive erosion over the years on the Ethiopian plateau has created one of the most spectacular landscapes in the world. With jagged mountain peaks, deep valleys, and sharp precipices dropping some 1,500 meters. The park is home to some extremely rare animals such as the Gelada baboon, the Simian pax, and the Walia ibex, a goat found nowhere else in the world. Asante Traditional Buildings, Ghana. To the northeast of Kumasi, these are the last material remains of the great Asante civilization. which reached its high point in the 18th century. Since the dwellings are made of earth, wood, and straw, they are vulnerable to the onslaught of time and weather. Fort Jesus, Mombasa, Kenya. The fort, built by the Portuguese in 1593 to 1596 to the designs of Giovanni Battista Cairati to protect the port of Mombasa, is one of the most outstanding and well-preserved examples of 16th Portuguese military fortification and a landmark in the history of this type of construction. The fort's layout and form reflected the Renaissance idea that perfect proportions and geometric harmony are to be found in the human body. The property covers an area of 2.36 hectares and includes the port's moat and immediate surroundings. Kenya Lake System in the Great Rift Valley. The Kenya Lake System in the Great Rift Valley, a natural property of outstanding beauty, comprises three interlinked, relatively shallow lakes: Lake Bogoria, Lake Nakuru, and Lake Elementatia in the Rift Valley province of Kenya, and covers a total area of 32,034 hectares. The property is home to 13 globally threatened bird species and some of the highest bird diversities in the world. It is the single most important foraging site for the lesser flamingo anywhere, and a major nesting and breeding ground for great white pelicans. The property features sizable mammal populations, including black rhino, Rothschild's giraffe, greater kudu, lion, cheetah, and wild dogs, and is valuable for the study of ecological processes of major importance.
Lamu Old Town, Kenya. Lamu Old Town is the oldest and best preserved Swahili settlement in East Africa, retaining its traditional functions. Built in coral stone and mangrove timber, the town is characterized by the simplicity of structural forms enriched by such features as inner courtyards, verandas, and elaborately carved wooden doors. Lamu has hosted major Muslim religious festivals since the 19th century and has become a significant center for the study of Islamic and Swahili cultures. Mount Kenya National Park or Natural Forest, Kenya. At 5,199 meters, Mount Kenya is the second highest peak in Africa. It is an ancient extinct volcano which during its period of activity 3.1 to 2.6 million years ago is thought to have risen to 6,500 meters. There are 12 remnant glaciers on the mountain, all receding rapidly, and 4 secondary peaks that sit at the head of the U-shaped glacial valleys, with its rugged glacier-clad summits and forested middle slopes. Mount Kenya is one of the most impressive landscapes in East Africa. The evolution and ecology of its alpha-alpine flora provide an outstanding example of ecological and biological processes. Through the Liwa Wildlife Conservancy and Ngare Nadre Forest Reserve, the property also incorporates lower-lying scenic foothills and arid habitats of high biodiversity, situated in the ecological transition zone between the mountain ecosystem and the semi-arid savanna grasslands. The area also lies within the traditional migrating route of the African elephant population. Rainforest of the Atsinanana, Madagascar. The rainforest of the Atsinanana comprise 6 national parks distributed along the eastern part of the island. These relic forests are critically important for maintaining ongoing ecological processes necessary for the survival of Madagascar's unique biodiversity, which reflects the island's geological history. Having completed its separation from all other land masses more than 60 million years ago, Madagascar's plant and animal life evolved in isolation. The rainforests are inscribed for their importance to both ecological and biological processes, as well as their biodiversity and the threatened species they support. Many species are rare and threatened, especially primates and lemurs. Old towns of Jenne, Mali. Inhabited since 250 BC, Jenne became a market center and an important link in the trans-Saharan gold trade. In the 15th and 16th centuries, it was one of the centers for the propagation of Islam. Its traditional houses, of which nearly 2,000 have survived, are built on hillocks to gear as protection from the seasonal floods. Le Morne Cultural Landscape, Mauritius. Le Morne Cultural Landscape, a rugged mountain that juts into the Indian Ocean in the southwest of Mauritius, was used as a shelter by runaway slaves, Maroons, through the 18th and early years of the 19th centuries. Protected by the mountain's isolated, wooded, and almost inaccessible cliffs, the escaped slaves formed small settlements in the caves and on the summit of Le Morne. The oral traditions associated with the Maroons have made Le Morne a symbol of the slaves' fight for freedom, their suffering, and their sacrifice, all of which have relevance to the countries from which the slaves came. The African mainland, Madagascar, India, and Southeast Asia, indeed Mauritius, an important stopover in the Eastern slave trade, also came to be known as the Maroon Republic because of the large number of escaped slaves who lived on Le Morne Mountain.
Island of Mozambique. The fortified city of Mozambique is located on this island, a former Portuguese trading post on the route to India. Its remarkable architectural unity is due to the consistent use since the 16th century of the same building techniques, building materials, stone or makuti, and decorative principles. Namib Sansi, Namibia. Namib Sansi is the only coastal desert in the world that includes extensive dune fields influenced by fog. Covering an area of over 3 million hectares and buffer zone of 899,500 hectares, the site is composed of two dune systems, an ancient semi-consolidated, one overlain by a younger active one. The desert dunes are formed by the transportation of materials thousands of kilometers from the hinterland that are carried by river, ocean current, and wind. It features gravel plains, coastal flats, rocky hills, Inselberg within the Sansi, a coastal lagoon, and ephemeral rivers, resulting in a landscape of exceptional beauty. Fog is the primary source of water in the site, accounting for a unique environment in which endemic invertebrates, reptiles, and mammals adapt to an ever-changing variety of microhabitats and ecological niches. Osun Osogbo Sacred Grove in Nigeria. The dense forest of the Osun Sacred Grove on the outskirts of the city of Osogbo is one of the last remnants of primary high forest in southern Nigeria. Regarded as the abode of the goddess of fertility Osun, one of the pantheon of Yoruba gods, the landscape of the grove and its meandering river is dotted with the sanctuaries and shrines, sculptures, and artworks in honor of the Osun and other deities. The sacred grove, which is now seen as a symbol of identity for all Yoruba people, is probably the last in Yoruba culture. It testifies to the once widespread practice of establishing sacred groves outside all settlements. Cape Floral Region, Protected Area, South Africa. Inscribed on the World Heritage List in 2004, the property is located at the southwestern extremity of South Africa. It is one of the world's great centers of terrestrial biodiversity, The extended property includes national parks, nature reserves, wilderness areas, state forests, and mountain catchment areas. These elements add a significant number of endemic species associated with a fynbos vegetation, a fine-leaved sclerophyll shrubland adapted to both a Mediterranean climate and periodic fires, which is unique to the Cape Floral region.
Museo Tanya Victoria Falls. These are among the most spectacular waterfalls in the world. The Zambezi River, which is more than 2 kilometers wide at this point, plunges noisily down a series of basalt gorges and raises an iridescent mist that can be seen more than 20 kilometers away.